FirstandMonday.com studios in Jackson, Mississippi. This is the Fam.com podcast, episode number 5. What is up? This is Bruce Harris, and you're on FirstandMonday.com. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on what time of day you left this podcast up on the table. You know you wanted to. This is episode number 5. We've got some fantastic guests lined up for you, coming very shortly. But first, let's talk about FirstandMonday.com. You can reach us through Gmail, firstandmonday@gmail. You can reach us on the Twitter at FirstandMonday. And you can also hit us up on the message boards. We dig that. And if you're really old school and want to drop us a postcard, our address is First and Monday, P.O. Box 4710, Okeechobee, Florida, 32005. And without further ado, let's welcome our first guest to the show on the Fam.com hotline. He used to be a cast member on the Jersey Shore, I am told. He's also starting a new show on MTV called GTL. He's also a huge Rutgers football fan, which got him in our door. So please welcome, all the way from Staten Island, Jimmy Valbano. Jimmy, what is up?
Hey, how's it going, Bruce?
Okay, it's going great, Jimmy. So let's kick this interview off by telling me about your Rutgers Scarlet Knights. How are they looking this year so far? How's the season going?
Yeah, you got a couple wins. Last week went to overtime. I mean, almost would prefer for it to be a tie. It'd be like kissing your sister. My sister's actually kind of hot, single right now, which is good. So, yeah, that's how the season's been going.
Well, I don't know about you, bro, but I don't want to be kissing my sister. Anyway, after that impressive win over SMU, how's the rest of the season looking?
Well, this week we got Louisville, so of course I'll hit up some New Brunswick bars and try to hit up some chicks watching the games there. And then we've got a couple more home games. Hopefully get nice weather so the girls dress nicely. But I have no idea whether we're going to win or lose.
All right.
No idea.
All right, fair enough. It's always hard to forecast the future unless you're some kind of Jimmy the Greek. But tell me, Jimmy Valbano from Staten Island, what year did you actually graduate from Rutgers?
Oh, I didn't really go to Rutgers. I went to Rutgers every weekend, as if I went there to party every weekend. And no, I didn't go to college. I got an internship at my uncle's construction company. And was promptly fired. Speaking of fired, I'm fired up about Greg Schiano. My man, he's killing it.
Okay, Schiano, where's he at? Like Tampa Bay? What are they, 0-5? Okay, you're fired up about your man. Tell me why.
All right, first of all, he has plenty of time to turn the season around. Second of all, he's doing it for his very good friend, James Gandolfini, who died earlier this year. They were best friends, and he's not going to let his friend die in vain.
Okay, sure. James Gandolfini, the dead star of HBO's hit series, The Sopranos. What do you think about Meadow Soprano? Hottie?
I think she's a little bit too old for me now. But, I mean, if she was looking for somebody and I was the last guy at the bar, I guess I would step in and take one for the team there. You know what I mean?
Of course. This is First on Monday. I know exactly what you mean, bro. But let's go back to your guy, Coach Greg Schiano, the wood chopper. All right, so he ships off the first-round draft pick, the quarterback. Where they go now?
Where they go now, they start Mike Glennon, who they drafted, because he's a Schiano guy. He's not some whamsy-pamsy Josh Freeman, no, it was a first-round pick. I'm going to do whatever I want, skip practice. No, not a Schiano guy. Actually, the Lord and Savior of Rutgers football himself is on Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ryan Leonard, the white boy who can jump. Jumped over Louisville, jumped over Illinois. He's going to jump over the whole NFL.
Alrighty then. Well, Jimmy Valbano from Staten Island joining us on the fam.com podcast. Understand you have a new series on MTV coming up called GTL. You play yourself, a character called DJ Jimmy Jim Jims. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'm DJ Jimmy Jim Jims. I'm trying to break my way into the nightclub DJ industry. It's a real art form, you know. Not everybody has the touch and the flavor and the taste to be able to pick the correct songs in the correct orders to please the crowd. You have to feel the energy, got to give it back to them.
All right, well, let's go back to the premise of GTL. What's that stand for?
Well, of course, if you go out to Jersey Shore, which if you're not some kind of loser, you did. You lost the show. So it stands for Gym, Hand, Laundry. Basically, the three most important things in life.
Okay, and how does that apply to the nightclub?
It applies to the nightclub because it's a 4-story nightclub. We're doing it big here in Hoboken. First floor, gym. Second floor, tanning salon. Third floor, the laundry room. Fourth floor, nightclub.
All right, some nice dubstep there from DJ Triple J, if I may. DJ Jimmy Jims, can you tell the fam.com listeners what is your top 5 booty shakers to get them girls on the dance floor?
My top 5. Number 1, Sandstorm. Classic. Never replace Sandstorm. Number 2, Zombie Nation. Zombies are big right now. People love zombies. They're popular. Number 3, Tootsie Roll.
I got nothing.
Classic. Jock Jams. Look it up. Number 4, Wrecking Ball. Miley Cyrus.
Still got nothing.
Gotta get the ladies happy. They love that. Number 5, Cream.
Da 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 da
From the
da
Shaolin,
da.
Staten Island.
Oh,
That's how I live
Cream.
my life. Cash rules everything around me.
Hell yeah, that's a great top 5. I'm going to sync my playlist right now on my iPhone 6. All right, now just in case, I mean, I never want to wish doom on anybody. Just in case GTL, the nightclub, does not take off, what are you going to do next? What's your next career move?
Well, first of all, it's not going to fail. But if it does, I'm going to ask my pops. He said he might hook me up with a job for his landscaping company. Maybe be a supervisor, some of the Mexicans. I took Spanish 2 years in high school. I think I got this.
All right, Jimmy Valbano from Staten Island. Thank you, sir, for calling in tonight on firstofmonday.com.
One thing before I go, I wanted to say R.I.P. to Seaside, because the fire burned it down. Sandy took it out the year before. And now, again, I'll never be able to enjoy this classic Jersey Shore treat of putting peanuts in Dr. Pepper.
All right. Not even sure what that means, but it sounds really, really unhealthy. And speaking of unhealthy, if you go to firstofmonday.com and you look at the bottom, there's a section titled Manliness, under which you will see a link for cooking and grilling. A lot of great recipes have been submitted by our staff and some of our fans on firstofmonday.com. I urge you to check those out, try them yourself, and by all means, please submit your own manly recipes. The only thing that we request is that you submit real recipes. Please, no trolling, because I think right now there's some dude on there talking about cooking with a big green egg. Shaking my damn head. And that bumper music there is for our weekly segment, the firstofmonday.com Man of the Week. Unfortunately, this week's recipient will have to go nameless. He's on staff at firstofmonday.com and posted a delicious recipe, earning him the spot of Man of the Week. So we'll just have to call him Mr. HDQ for giving us the tasty hot dog quesadilla recipe. The best combo of Mexican and American culture since Cortez Kennedy. Indeed, sir. If you haven't already checked out that recipe, go to that section of the website right now under manliness and cooking and grilling. See it for yourself. There's even a nice picture. Looks delish. Basically, you grill up some hot dogs, take them out of the pan, throw in a flour tortilla, put the hot dogs back inside the tortilla along with some mozzarella cheese, grill that sumbitch up, and eat it. Doesn't get any more manly than that, bro. And for that recipe, you're our First of Monday Man of the Week. And that, of course, leads us into this week's fam.com Asshole of the Week. And this week's proud recipient is a poster on our very own message board. Go to firstofmonday.com and click on the board. Check this dude out. What a douche nozzle. He goes by the moniker of Spin Crenshaw, and he started a terrible thread entitled Official I'm Not a Gamer thread. Who cares, bro? If you don't game, you don't have game, all right? There's nothing wrong with sitting around, having a beer, having a pop, hanging out with your boys, your buddies, even your kids. You got to school them sometimes, and playing some Madden or playing some NCAA or playing some FIFA, all right? It's all good. Now, games these days aren't like you grew up on. I mean, we're not talking about Mario Brothers. This is not Legend of Zelda trying to save that bitch in the castle. No, these are true hardcore sports simulations. You are learning even more about the sports you love by participating in these sports video games. These things are unreal. And if you want to blow off some steam, go shoot somebody, play some Grand Theft Auto, steal a car, steal a bike, slap a woman. Only in video games though, not in real life. Do whatever you want to do. Or you can play some Call of Duty. You can do some Battlefield. First-person shooters, they're all right for a while. They get old, but that's cool. If that's your thing, go for it, bro. I mean, games are fun. Great diversion. Hell, it beats watching some stupid sitcom on network TV, right? It beats listening to your wife yap and yap and yap about all her friends and her family. Yeah, I know. I know, honey. Yeah, I checked Facebook today. Yeah, I saw all of that. Cool. So if you don't want a game, keep it to yourself. Spin Crenshaw, because your opinion is not welcome around these parts. All right, now it's time for the new music feature on the fam.com podcast. This week we're featuring a group out of Medford, Oregon. They call themselves the Lake Saints. I'm really digging their sounds. Some of it is really aggressive, in your face, hard rock / metal. Some of it's more laid back alternative style. We'll play a couple tracks for you so you can get a taste of the Lake Saints.
Another day begins, my friend, just like the one before it ends. Life's running out of control. Just find a way so you got banned. Try to change all the things within. Try to hide that sin living.
All right, that's Drowning in Flames by the Lake Saints, a band out of Medford, Oregon. That song just rocks. It'll melt your face off. But they can also change it up. They can also go kind of mellow, kind of get the ballad feely going on you. These guys are actually produced by J.R. Richards, the singer of the band Dishwalla. Remember them? Counting Blue Cars? Good stuff. Anyway, this song's called No More.
No more bleeding, no more wasting time. No more pleading, no more slipping by. And I know this distance doesn't. I feel that we are all one. In some way we all must find out. We'll find our road. I see a picture of you and me. London parks and people, you and me. Those train rides never ever felt so free. But I wonder if this will ever be. And I know this distance I'll end. I feel that we are all one. In some way we all must find out. We'll find our road. I love you as a memory. I feel you coming home. I try to keep it living. Just thankful that I knew you. And I know this distance I'll end. Well, I feel that we are all one. In some way we all must find out. We'll find our road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love you as a memory. But no more. I feel you coming home. But no more. I try to keep it living. But no more. I'm just thankful that I knew you. But no more. I love you as a memory. But no more. I feel you coming home. But no more. I try to keep it living. Just thankful that I knew you.
Real good stuff from the Lake Saints there. Now, those guys aren't too savvy with social media. In fact, from what I can gather, they actually live in a tent on the side of the Rogue River out there in Medford. And the only way you can get their music is if you happen to see their van driving by and you flag them down. They'll toss you a CD for free. Good guys. All right, right now on the podcast on firstmonday.com, we've got Rafe Jones back to the show. As you may remember, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about college spread offenses coming to the NFL. Well, tonight he's going to talk about college defenses and how they're fucking shit up. And in particular, I'd like to compare Alabama's defense with Texas's defense. I mean, is it recruits? Is it 5 stars? Or is it schemes? Rafe Jones, how are you?
I'm good, Bruce. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us tonight on fam.com. Yeah, let's talk about Alabama's defense against Texas's defense. Is it scheme or is it 5 stars?
I would say that in that case, it is most definitely scheme. Texas has the horses that they should be able to run with any defense in the country, but they just haven't been able to these last couple of years, and that leaves only one explanation, and that would definitely be scheme.
Okay, scheme it is. What is Alabama running? Is it a 3-4, 4-3, 5-2? I mean, what the hell is Saban doing out there?
Well, Saban's running a 3-4, but unlike a lot of former 3-4 coaches, he's not embedded to the 3-4. He will run a 4-man front, and he even has some tendencies. If he goes to his nickel package, he's almost exclusively in a 4-man front. So it's a mixture, mainly 3-4. He likes having the extra athletes playing detached from the line of scrimmage, but he will run a 4-man front.
All right, so whether you're running 4-3 or 3-4, the D-line is the front. That's what you got to have on any defense. What is Saban recruiting on his D-line?
Size. He's all about size. He wants 3 big men up front. He wants, if he could get them, he would go with 3 300-pounders because only one of them needs to be able to move. He's mainly looking for guys who are big and can take up space. They can't be large, but it's all about size up front for Saban.
All right, Rafe Jones. So if I understand it, it's all about those 3 300-pounders up front. But what about that lanky guy with his hand in the air, that jack back? Tell me about that guy, bro.
Yeah, Bruce. The jack position is basically what makes him different from a regular 4-3 and even a regular 3-4. His jack position is a guy, he can rush the passer, but he's also got the ability to run with running backs and tight ends in coverage. And that's the most important player on this defense. He's got to have somebody there who's athletic, who's got great instincts, and basically just a man-up football player.
Yeah, bro, man-up football players. I mean, you got to be talking a defensive end that can stand up like Jason Taylor, right?
Yeah, you're talking the Jason Taylor, the Lawrence Taylor types. Somebody even like Cameron Wake or Joey Porter. Maybe the best one ever, Derek Thomas. Rest in peace. Drugs are bad for you kids. Got to remember that.
All right, so besides for Saban's jack position, what can you tell me about the other 3 linebackers?
He's looking for big, athletic football players. He doesn't need he doesn't need a Zach Thomas type in the middle. He needs a guy who can run with a tight end in space, but can also man up and take on a center. He doesn't need great playmakers. It's not what he's looking for in his defense. He's looking for guys who are going to do what he says to do and guys who believe in his scheme. And that takes a linebacker who might be able to run a 4-5 or a 4-6. He needs one linebacker to weigh 260 pounds. It's what he needs, and it's what he always seems to get.
All right, Rafe. Well, if that's a 3-4 linebacking crew, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns, the much maligned Longhorns, and their 4-3 defense. Let's talk about the Mike, Sam, and Will of their 4-3.
Well, Bruce, the Longhorns are in a totally different position with their linebackers. They need 3 guys who are very instinctual football players. They need a middle linebacker who has the ability to get 130 tackles. They need a Sam who can run with a slot wide receiver. It's hard to find that in today's age. It is hard to find 3 players who are that defined in their roles and can do everything you ask of them.
All right, way to break it down for us, Rafe Jones on firstofmonday.com. All right, well, there's one thing that I know for sure. Doesn't matter if you're 4-3 or 3-4, no matter what, you only got 4 behind you. What is Saban doing with his DBs?
Saban's DBs are the most instinctual group of DBs that you will find in college football. He requires that because of his pattern matching scheme.
Whoa, pattern matching scheme. What's that?
Well, pattern matching is a scheme that Saban developed along with Bill Belichick in the early 90s, so many moons ago, back with the Cleveland Browns.
That's a good point. And for those that don't remember, Saban actually spent a whole lot of time in the NFL back in the day. Ain't that right?
Yes, it is. He was the head coach of the Dolphins. He was the defense coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. The man is definitely an NFL coach as long as a college football coach.
So, if I understand you correctly, instead of trying to take a college offense into the NFL, the dude is taking a NFL defense into college. Am I right?
Yeah, Bruce, you're definitely right on that. Saban's pattern matching scheme is employing man schemes into his own defense. It's something that was exclusive to the NFL until Saban came back around 10, 15 years ago to LSU. It's something that he's known for, and it's what helps make his defense year in and year out one of the best in the country.
All right. Pattern matching defense. Not sure what that means. Can you break it down for us?
Yeah, well, everybody knows what his own defense is. You know, you have a guy, he covers his zone. He covers the men in his zone. It's that simple. Well, what pattern matching does is it makes it so that if you have a guy in your zone, and let's say he's running a vertical, even if your zone is to play a short zone, you're going to run with him. You never let somebody run free past you. That's bad defense, and it causes you to get burnt. And what Saban has done is allowed it so that just doesn't happen anymore. And Saban invented this defense because he was having a problem with the Browns. He ran a lot of cover 3 and cover 1, which is basically 3 deep zone. That means you only have 3 defenders covering the deep part of the field. What teams were doing was running 4 verticals against them. So what Saban did was he decided he wasn't going to let that happen anymore. If you were a strong safety or an outside linebacker that was near the line of scrimmage, if your slot receiver, your tight end, your running back ran straight, you went with them. It sounds simple enough, but he was the first person to do it. It's what's made his defenses great, and it's what's caused some defenses to suffer.
Rafe Jones joining us on the podcast. All right, well, last time we had you on, we talked about you being a fantasy GM. Let's say there's a new franchise in Los Angeles. Let's call them the LA Bloods, and you have the first overall pick in the draft, and you want to run a 3-4. What's the first position you got to pick to run a 3-4, and who are you going to pick coming out in this year's draft?
Well, the most important in this defense is the jack position. You know, he's a guy, he has to be able to rush the passer and drop in coverage. The problem with that is the best jack in the country right now is Dante Fowler Jr., and he's only a sophomore, so I couldn't draft him yet. And he plays for the Florida Gators, so he's only a sophomore, so I'd have to wait one more year before I could draft him. So out of the draft-eligible players, I would take Hassan Clayton-Dix out of Alabama. He's a free safety. He's big, he's fast, and he can cover the entire field. And that's what you're really looking for. Plus, he's already got a history of playing well whenever he's being paid. So he's got that going for him, too, which I know is going to be helpful in the future.
All right, Rafe Jones on firstandmonday.com. Thanks for joining us. Let's wrap this interview up. We've been talking a lot about Coach Nick Saban. Can you see him going back to the NFL one day?
You know, Bruce, I think he does. I know he was very unsuccessful with the Dolphins. He made some questionable signings. His drafting wasn't that great, but he's a guy that he's always been successful. He's got a huge ego, and I think he wants to prove to everyone that he can do it at the highest level. He can coach a team, and he can build a winner.
All right, dude. Thanks for being our guest on firstandmonday.com.
Thanks for having me again, Bruce. I love the site. You guys keep up the good work.
You got it, bro. Thanks for the kind words. All right, let's get back on the lines right now. Looks like got a caller from California. Dylan, my man. What is up?
Yo, Bruce, this is Dylan in Riverside, California. How you doing, man?
I cannot complain, good sir. Thanks for calling us tonight.
Cool. Well, one of my bros forwarded me your link, and I'm just getting caught up on your podcast here. Some good shit. I'm digging it.
All right, so what's on your mind?
I just wanted to talk about my USC Trojans. We finally fired that butthole Lane Kiffin, and I just wanted to see who you think's going to be our next coach. Personally, I want him to go after Chris Peterson up in Boise. You get a guy like that down here with our athletes, we're going to run shit again. You watch. But I worry they're going to go after somebody that's I don't know. I just don't want to go through the Kiffin thing again. They throw around names like Del Rio and Sarkisian. Del Rio in particular, that one kind of scares me. That dude he doesn't have any experience at the collegiate level, and I know he blew out there for the Jaguars.
God damn, Jax is a shithole.
And then Sarkisian, I just don't think Pat Hayden's going to hire anybody from the Pete Carroll staff. He's probably just going to want to stay away from that whole era. That burned him last time. But I want to go after Chris Peterson. I just don't know if he'll ever leave there, But then you got James Franklin out there in Vanderbilt. He'd probably be my second choice. But anyway, I just want to get your take, and I'll hang up and listen.
No problem,
Appreciate
dude.
it,
Thanks for your call.
Fight on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Pat Hayden does. I've got confidence in him. I think he's smart. He's slick. I think he's the right man for the job as their AD. Now, as to who he's going to pick, only time will tell. And that's going to wrap things up for this week's episode of the FirstOfMonday.com podcast. I'd like to thank all our guests and our callers this week. Good show. And hold on a second. Wait. Right now? Okay. Actually, I'm being told before we go, we actually have somewhat of an emergency, a crisis, either that or some sort of crazy breaking news coming out of the state of Alabama. Looks like we've got a caller on the line right now. I understand he will not give his name up to the call screener, but according to him, he has some very important information to share with us. So let's check this out. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir, Bruce. I'm here, Bruce.
Okay, and can I get your name?
I don't think that's a real good idea right now, Bruce. You see, I might be in a little bit of some trouble, and I don't necessarily want to put my name out there, but I needed to document what I'm doing, so I had to call you in. You're a reliable person to call.
Okay, well, it sounds like you've called the right place. What's going on?
Well, you see, I myself am an Auburn University fan, and following the tragic demise of the trees at Toomer's Corner, I determined I needed to get some revenge. So, you see, I plotted a plan, and I'm executing today, Bruce. I'm executing.
Okay, I love a good revenge plot. What's your plan?
You see, I've broken into the football facilities at the University of Alabama. Right now, I am underneath them, to say the least. I found some stairs, and I've accessed the lower recesses. And I'm going to give you something to bring this program down, Bruce.
Oh, all right, I can dig that. Hey, man, just make sure you keep your phone on. We don't want to miss any of this. So if I understand you correctly, it sounds like you're underneath the football facilities. What is it, some sort of catacombs down there?
Yeah, I'm in the honeycombs of some sorts. Kind of looks like a giant beehive. Very strange. Smells horrible.
Okay, well, what do you see?
Well, right now it's kind of a corridor that I'm walking down for the honeycombs, as mentioned. There's a lot of boxes and storage spaces, and I mean it's very dim and dusty, so it's hard to tell what it is. But I think I see some potential items that may bring down the tide. Okay, well that could be some breaking news here on the Fam.com podcast. Yeah, look in those boxes. What can you find? Let me try the first one. I mean, it's dark. Hold on. Let me click on my flashlight.
I see a box, and it's full of some papers. Looking at them closely, one of them looks like check stubs. You got some check stubs, Bruce. This could be good.
All right.
Check stubs in Bama. I could have seen this coming. First check stub to Albert Means. I believe that was a football player. We got him paying players, Bruce. We got him. Oh, this is great. This is great.
All right. Well, how much is that check for?
I believe the check is $450,000, Bruce, but, it's hard for me to tell. I'm not good with lots of zeros.
All right. Well, can you make out who wrote the check?
It looks like it was written by a L. Young. I believe
Logan? Logan
I
Young.
might say Logan. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell.
Yeah, that's
Logan
Logan.
Young, perhaps?
Yeah, man. That's all adding up.
Oh, that's right, Bruce. I forgot about that booster. Who's paying Mr. Means? Oh, this is good. I'm saving it. But there's more. There's more related to this, I think. I see what seems to be an evidence bag or some sort of Ziploc.
What's inside the bag?
It smells. It says, on the outside of the bag, it says, case number something, L. Young, and it's a banana peel, Bruce. That's why it stinks.
A banana peel, huh? Let's see. If I remember correctly, I think poor Logan Young met his demise when he accidentally slipped down his stairs. Anyway, anything else on those boxes?
Well, this box has a bunch of pictures of some dude at the bottom of the stairs. I assume that's Logan. But there's more boxes. This one's older. I'm going to go through this one right here. Hold on, Bruce. Ooh. I think we got some letters, Bruce. We got some old letters.
What do you mean, like some kind of correspondence?
Some kind of correspondence, indeed. This is to I can't tell who's from right now, but it's from Bryant. It's from Coach Bryant. This is good. Bear Bryant himself wrote this letter. It's old and could be interesting. Hold on, Bruce. Let me look.
Wow, an actual letter from all-time coaching great Paul Bear Bryant on First and Monday.
Yes. He calls himself Holy. I've never heard that one. That must have been his name for close confidants. But alrighty, this is addressed to Bryant from B. Curry. Billy Curry. Billy Curry. I know Billy Curry.
That must be old coach Bill Curry.
Who's Bill Curry. Oh, man. Okay, Billy. Billy is Bill. All right. Let me read this. Dear Bear, my sweet Polly. Oh, this is weird.
That must be why they called him the
a
Bear.
love letter to and fro. They're passing back the same letter, signed in lipstick, written to. Oh gosh, this is a love letter. Oh, gross. Oh man, I didn't know we do that in the state of Alabama. Oh man, that's funny. I think we got ourselves a romantic relationship with Bear and Bill Curry.
Wow.
Oh, this is gold, Bruce.
Sounds like you're breaking a homosex scandal here on firstandmonday.com. And so far, you've already unearthed some Logan Young evidence, as well as what you claim to be a love letter from Billy Curry to Coach Bear Bryant. What else do you see?
I'm walking. Oh, that letter was something. They wrote it back and forth on the same piece of paper, and that's weird. Lipstick and drawing little squiggle wieners. That's just weird. All right.
Squiggle wieners.
Coming down through
Or the
this
wing.
hall, reaching the end of it, opening up a bit. Holy cow. There's some sort of giant container. This thing's huge. Looks like from some sort of giant chemical factory. I got to get closer to this, Bruce. Hold on.
What's it like, some sort of industrial-sized chemical vat?
I mean, we're talking huge. I mean, this is like something out of that Breaking Bad show for chemists of large quantities of drugs or something. They must be making drugs. Let me look. Oh,
I bet it's some kind of PED.
It's a chemical indeed. Caution. Deer antler spray.
Aha!
What?
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
They've got like 500 gallons or more of deer antler spray. They must be some hunters.
Roll Tide.
Interesting, Bruce. I don't know. This vat's massive. Got a little bit of a leak, though. Some big ass rats running around it. Those are huge rats. I don't know why they're so big.
Can we talk more about squiggle
Oh, I
wieners?
gotta keep walking.
All right, keep
these
walking.
like 40-pound rats are creeping me out. I feel like I'm in Chicago or something.
Ah, yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep
City of
walking.
brotherly love.
Hold on. I see something glimmering against my flashlight. Hold on, Bruce.
What is it? What do you see?
Okay. It's a glimmering. It's a piece of jewelry, Bruce.
What is it, like a charm bracelet or pearl necklace, perhaps?
No, it's a ring. It's a ring. It's a giant shiny ring. It's kind of looks like a championship ring, but it's much bigger than our Auburn rings we received following our championship. Our rings are so small.
Well, there are no small rings, just small players that didn't really deserve a ring in the first place.
It's a huge ring, Bruce. It's
What the
really
fuck was that?
shiny and just so pretty.
Wait a minute, did you just hear that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything, Bruce. I'm just mesmerized by this ring. You heard something? I didn't hear nothing. I'm sorry.
All right, we probably just had some interference on the line. So what kind of ring is it exactly?
It's, as I said, it's giant and it's sparkly and there seems to be some sort of inscription on inside, a carving of sorts.
Okay, what's it say? Can you read it?
I can't
What in the
quite
world?
read it.
I just heard it
looks
again.
like it's in some sort of Elvish tongue, perhaps. I don't speak Elvish.
Now wait one goddamn minute. You had to have heard it that time.
I'm sorry, Bruce. My mind is somewhere else. I can't stop staring at this ring and rubbing the inscriptions. It's so
There it is again.
beautiful.
Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're alone?
Such a precious ring, Bruce.
No, man, forget about the ring.
I need to keep it.
I think there's somebody else there with you.
It needs to be mine.
Turn around and look. Are you all right?
Mine.
Are you okay? Annie, are you okay?
Oh, wait, Bruce. I think I did see something else.
All right, now I know you heard it that time, right?
Yeah. I kind of heard something that was weird. Yeah, that was a weird sound, but I saw something running past. I don't know if it was one of them giant rats, but it was standing up, I swear.
Rats don't sound like that, bro.
I think that was somebody else, Bruce. I think there's someone in the room with me. I can feel it. I hear the pitter-patter and footsteps and such, and the hairs on my neck are standing up, Bruce.
All right, man, just play it cool.
Scared.
Just look around, shine your flashlight. It's probably just somebody from security looking for you.
I don't know, Bruce. They're small but large, and not a human size, but not a rat size. I mean, those are big rats, but I don't know what. I think they're after my ring, Bruce, my precious. I don't know what it is, Bruce. I think it's something supernatural. I'm scared, Bruce. I don't know what to say. It's circling me. It seems I can hear it running now. It's
Oh, God.
growling and angry and
Oh, my
sort
God.
of chupacabra or something. I don't know. My precious. You don't taste my precious. And you die, you stupid fat overindulgences. You'll die. It's my precious.
All right, man. I think you may be about to die, but just make sure you keep your phone on. We got to record this.
I'm staying it's getting closer, whatever it is. It's growing, it's angry, and Bruce, it's coming. It's running at him, Bruce.
We have a process here in Alabama. It's a process that leads to championships, and the process is the process. The successful process.
You're successful because of me. Successful because of me.
Dude, bro, are you okay?
March.
Was that Nick Saban? Are you there?
It's me. I'm sorry.
Man. All right. Just stay calm. Stay calm. Grab a hold of yourself, man. Pull it together.
Oh, sweet
Do not pass out and cry. We're going to get somebody down there. We're going to get you out of there. All right. Help is on the way. All right. Oh, man. I think we just lost him. Good night, sweet prince. Well, certainly not the way we planned on ending this week's show, but there you have it. Fam.com, episode number 5. I'm Bruce Harris, and until next week, be good, y'all.
Actually doing hot. Single right now. Just good.